You feel like you're receiving a sign, a number that keeps repeating, a strange coincidence, a message that seems to appear at the exact moment you needed guidance.
But what if this experience has very little to do with the universe? What if it's something your own mind is doing, automatically, invisibly, and predictably? This explainer will walk you through the psychology of why these moments feel so incredibly real and what they truly reveal about us.
So, let's begin with that lived moment, the experience itself. You're thinking about an ex, and just seconds later, you get a message from them. It feels intentional, cosmic even. Or maybe you ask the world for a sign, and right then, a billboard shows you the exact word you were hoping for. These moments feel deeply personal, purposeful, and aimed directly at you. And this right here is the crucial point we have to hold on to. Your mind is perfectly capable of generating that powerful feeling of significance all on its own. To understand why, we need to look under the hood at the psychological engine that operates just beneath our awareness.
We're going to journey through 6 sections. We'll start with the experience, then look at the brain's natural tendency to find patterns. We'll break down how a sign is actually created, the mechanisms that make it feel so real, and the comfort it gives us, before we arrive at a final, empowering reframe that the meaning is really coming from within you.
You see, your brain's primary job isn't accuracy, it's survival. For millions of years, survival meant detecting patterns quickly, predicting danger, and connecting dots, even when the evidence was weak. Think about it. It was always safer to imagine a predator in the rustling leaves that wasn't there than to miss one that was.
That ancient instinct is still with us today. But instead of scanning for predator tracks, our brains are now scanning for patterns in text messages, in clocks and numbers, in songs and random coincidences. Your brain is constantly searching the environment for patterns, and when it finds one that just so happens to match your inner emotional state, it feels as though the universe is speaking directly to you. But in reality, it's just your brain doing what it evolved to do. So, let's break down exactly what happens inside your mind when a random event gets transformed into a meaningful sign. It's actually a predictable 5-step sequence.
It all begins with step 1. Emotional tension. You're feeling uncertain, maybe anxious, hopeful, or heartbroken. This puts your brain on high alert, searching for answers. This leads right into step 2, narrowed attention. You start to notice specific things relevant to how you feel, a name, a number, a particular song. This is called selective perception. Then comes step 3, the emotional connection. Your brain links a random coincidence to your emotional need, and because this connection offers a moment of relief, the answer feels like a definitive yes. This is followed by maybe the most important step, step 4, retroactive meaning. The significance is assigned after the event happens, not before. You see 11:11 after a really tough day, you feel a sense of comfort, and then your mind retroactively declares, this must be a sign. And finally, in step 5, the narrative locks in. Your memory amplifies the event, and a random moment becomes a significant chapter in your personal story. This isn't supernatural, it's psychological.
Okay, now let's explore the 4 core psychological drivers that make this illusion so powerful and so convincing. These are biases and cognitive functions that operate invisibly in all of us.
The first one is apophenia. This is our innate human tendency to see patterns in random noise. It's the very same mechanism that allows us to see faces in clouds, or hear messages in songs played backwards, or interpret a series of unrelated events as destiny. Your mind is simply wired to connect random dots into a meaningful picture.
The second mechanism is confirmation bias. If you're looking for a sign, your mind will selectively remember every single moment that fits the story you want to believe. It carefully records the hits and conveniently erases the countless misses. You remember the one time you thought of someone and they called. You forget the hundreds of times you thought of them and absolutely nothing happened. This creates the illusion of a consistent, responsive universe.
Third, we have emotional projection. The sign itself, the number, the song, the object, it has no inherent meaning. It's just an empty vessel. You are the one who projects meaning onto it. If you feel heartbroken, you'll see signs about lost love. If you're anxious, you'll see warnings. If you're hopeful, you'll see green lights. The symbol is empty. Your emotion is what fills it up.
And finally, there is the brain's fundamental need for narrative. The human mind resists chaos. It needs a story to make sense of the world. And signs, well, they provide a powerful story. They create a sense of direction, certainty, and reassurance. The story feels supernatural because it so perfectly resolves our internal emotional discomfort. But the meaning comes from inside, not outside.
So why do we believe in signs? It's not because we're irrational. We believe in signs because we are human. It is, at its core, a profound coping mechanism.
Believing in a sign offers immense psychological relief. It reduces our anxiety and our fear of the unknown. It can feel like it lessens the heavy weight of responsibility and the acute pressure of making a decision. During moments of emotional pain, when life feels completely overwhelming, a simple coincidence can feel like a life preserver.
So it's not the universe guiding you. It's your brain protecting you from the discomfort of uncertainty. What feels like a magical intervention from some outside force is actually a sophisticated internal strategy for managing difficult emotions.
This is the point that really solidifies belief for a lot of people. So why does it seem to happen? Well, the answer lies in the mechanisms we've already talked about. First, we use retroactive interpretation. We reshape the meaning of the sign after an outcome has already occurred. Second, selective memory makes sure we only remember the predictions that seem to line up. And most powerfully, believing in a sign actually changes our behavior. And that change in behavior, driven by our belief, is often what creates the very outcome we were hoping for. It feels supernatural, but it was psychological all along. Understanding this whole process doesn't have to be a disillusioning experience. In fact, it can be a gentle reframe. A sign is not a message from the universe. It's a reflection of the self.
Think of it this way. A sign is simply a data point about your own attention. It's like a spotlight, showing you exactly where your focus, your hopes, and your anxieties are currently pointed.
It's also a mirror. The emotion you feel when you see a sign isn't coming from the sign itself. It's coming from you. It perfectly reveals the hope or fear or desire that you are holding deep inside. And it's a story that's being constructed by your own memory. Your mind acts as a kind of editor, highlighting the moments that fit the narrative you need while leaving all the rest on the cutting room floor.
And ultimately, a sign is really just a blank screen. It's a space where you project the meaning you need to find in that moment. What you see on that screen reveals everything about your inner world and your deep desire for clarity. This realization isn't a loss. It is a liberating act of reclamation. When you see that the significance, the message, and the meaning all came from you, you reclaim your own power. You are not a passive recipient of cosmic messages. You are the active creator of meaning in your own life.
So, the next time you think you've received a sign, just pause. Ask yourself these questions. What am I truly feeling in this moment? What uncertainty am I trying to resolve? And what meaning am I projecting onto this random event? You don't need external signs to navigate your life. You need clarity. And that clarity, it's already inside you, just waiting to be listened to.